guys, so in today's video I'll be showing you what I consider to be a full glam makeup look. This is what I have created with that. I have left a large mess on my floor whilst making this video. That is how many makeup products I used, and I don't know, I just enjoy watching these videos from other people because I enjoy the process of putting on makeup, and because I don't wear a lot of it usually, it's just kind of fun to put a bunch on and do what I think is full glam. So if you would like to see how I got this makeup look, go ahead and continue watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Benefit's The Porefessional to prime my face, and I like this because it minimizes the look of pores and imperfections. So I do this really weird thing where I just kind of warm it all around my face. And it looks pretty weird, yes, but it does the job once you rub it in. I'm just going to use my hands to do that. So after I've primed my face, I'm going to go in with a concealer, and my concealer of choice is from Estee Lauder, and it's called Perfectionist. And in case you're curious, I'm the color 1C Light Cool, and I use this as a highlight mainly, so right underneath my eyes a little bit. I don't do the big triangle, and you'll see why later. Down the bridge of my nose, sort of. Cupid bow, chin, forehead, whole shebang. And on my nose. And then I'm going to take my wet beauty blender, which I just cleaned, and blend it in. So the next thing I'm going to use is a cream foundation, and this is the best one I found, and it's from a drugstore brand. It's Neutrogena, and it's a healthy skin compact makeup. This is in Natural Ivory, number 20, and I used to use this all the time, but now I only use it when I want a really heavy coverage amount. And so I just use the sponge directly on it because I find that gives it the most natural looking finish, I guess. And I just put this everywhere. Okay, now I look crazy pale, but don't worry, I'm going to add some color back into my face later. Right now, I'm going to use Rimmel's Stay Matte foundation, and this is in Ivory, and it's the lightest shade they have. And this is what I use to actually cover my dark circles if I'm going somewhere where I really need to look my best and really photo finish, because a foundation I found covers the dark circles a lot better and lasts a whole lot longer. But that might just be for my face. And I do the big triangle formation here, and this is where I start to look really crazy pale and really creepy, so just be warned. I'm gonna go back over those highlight spaces, and anything that's left over I'll use to cover up some dark areas on my face. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everything, and for the areas that I've highlighted, so basically just underneath my eyes, I'm going to use Rimmel's Stay Matte in Creamy Natural number 11, and this is a very light shade, and I like to use a light shade to set underneath my eyes first, and then go back over with another powder. And for my normal powder that I'm going to use everywhere else, it's going to help put some color back into my face but not completely do that yet, is Neutrogena Mineral Shears, and this is in number 50 Soft Beige. I just put this all over my face. At this point I look really cakey, and so to make myself look more airbrushed and less cakey, I go back in with my beauty blender and I just kind of press everything in. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bronzer from The Body Shop, and this is in number 2, Soft Bronze. I'm going to put this right on my cheeks where I would a blush, but I'm not putting a blush there quite yet. I'm just bronzing my face, and I also put it right across my nose because I'm weird. I have no idea what I'm doing, and right up in my hairline. Next, I'm going to contour because that is my absolute favorite part of everything. And to contour, I just use my Sigma contour brush, and And e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, I use this taupey brown color because it works. I also contour my jawline, and then I will eventually contour my nose, but we're not quite there yet. And blend it out a little bit further because on camera this looks like a really crazy, not blended out makeup look. Ooh. So now I'm going to move on to eyeshadow and then move back onto like my normal face for highlight-ish. So for the entire eyeshadow look, I'm just going to use the Naked 3 palette. First thing I'm going to do is take the color Strange, or just any really light color, and put that on my lid. And this is just a base color, so don't worry if it doesn't look super great quite yet. Because next I'm going to take the color Nude, which is just a kind of pinkish taupe, and work that right off to the side and into the crease on both sides. And I also carry that down to the lower lash line a little bit. Next, I take the color Trick, which is a orangey goldish color, and I put that right in the middle and kind of blend it from the inner corner over. I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line, bring Trick in on the inner corner and move it over. Like that. Next, I'm going to take the color Factory, which is a shimmery taupey brown, and just do that on the outer edge of the eye, just to add another color and a little bit more dimension before the final thing, which is really going to make this into a dramatic, really formal looking eyeshadow look. And it might be a little too dark, and I'm blending too much up and not enough in, so it's turning into a black eye makeup tutorial. Great. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second darkest color, which is Dark Side, and it's just a dark brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cat eye almost, but not, because I'm not going to go on the lash line. I'm just going to create a straight edge right here on the outer edge of my eye. Then I'm going to follow it through into the crease about halfway in, like that. And I'm going to blend it out next so it doesn't look really weird and creepy. So unblended, it looks like this, which I guess is kind of alright, but still looks really weird in my opinion. So what I do to blend it all out, I take a brush that has no color on it, no pigment at all, and I can just blend it in with the rest of the shadows. You still want like the shape to be pretty evident, what you were going for, but you don't want such a harsh line, so I'm just softening the look, I guess. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take whatever is left on the thinner brush and carry that down to the lower lash line, just so it's less lopsided and awkward. I might take a little bit of Mugshot, which is a very shimmery, darker brown color, and do that on the outer edge. Now, I'm going to take this eyeliner marker, and I have honestly no idea what brand this is from. I think it's Ico London. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna do a very, very thin and subtle line on the upper lash line. It makes a world of difference, as you can see. You can barely tell it's there, I think, but you can definitely see the difference. So I'm just gonna do that to the other So I'm just gonna do that now to the other eye, and I will get right back to you. Ta-da! Okay, so my eyes still kind of look lost in the eyeshadow. So one major thing I found that I don't know if it happens to be true or not, or if I'm just kind of crazy, but I think it works best if you do a dramatic eye to have very dramatic eyelashes, not necessarily like crazy eyelashes, just eyelashes that you can definitely see, because my eyelashes right now are very lost in the eyeshadow. So you're just gonna help those stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to use hopefully only 2 mascaras, but I might need the third one if they get a little uneven. So the first one, they're all gonna be sample size because I got these in my either Birchbox or Ipsy bag, is this Stila Huge Extreme Lash, and this can tend to be very clumpy, so I would recommend having a spoolie handy. So just curl your lashes and then apply your favorite, most dramatic mascara. Eye number 1. And as you can see, it already looks so much better than my left eye. My right eye looks like way better because it has the lashes there. And they're pretty clumpy right now, but don't worry, I'm gonna fix them. I'll fix it. Yay! Okay, so the next mascara I'm going to use is Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to try to separate the lashes a little bit while making them a little bit fuller, because the bristles on this brush are much more together. So it's a lot easier to separate them. But they're obviously still going to be a little bit clumpy, so I'm going to take a tiny little spoolie and just separate them. And whatever you do to the top side, you have to do to the bottom. So I'm gonna use my Elizabeth Arden little mini mascara that I've had forever, but I like this because it has a super tiny wand, so I can get the bottom lashes. And then any clumpers, just go back in with that spoolie and try to get rid of them. And I find it rather difficult for myself to really emphasize the lower lash line without making them crazy clumpy and look ridiculous. So I just take a little bit of black eyeliner and do a couple of little minuscule dots that you can hardly see. Because I don't want to do a full-on line, but this works just as well. Okay, now to frame the eye look, you need to do your eyebrows, and I use right now the Too Faced Brow Envy little kit. Cute. I don't use the brush it comes with. Well, I do a little bit, but I like to use this brush from Inspire. And it's a nice angled brush, and I also dip the brush so it picks up the pigment better. I find it works best if you actually run the brush under a faucet, but dipping it works too. After I've filled it in, I brush them out. I'm obviously not crazy good at eyebrows, so you might want to have to look somewhere else for eyebrow advice. I don't really know what I'm doing. But instead of the setting wax, I'm going to use Maybelline's Brow Drama Brow Mascara, because this gives them another color, sort of, so that you can really see the eyebrows or the eyebrow hair and it doesn't get lost in the powder. So now, moving back to the face for some finishing touches, I'm going to use this Revive Cooling Cheek Tint on my cheeks. Obviously, I'm going to use just a little bit because this stuff is like crazy pigmented and I think I might have used too much. And then I'm actually going to use this on my lips as well. It doesn't show up very well on your lips because it's obviously not meant for your lips exactly, but it does add a little bit of a rosy tint. And since the eyes are already very smoky and prominent in the look, I don't want to do anything too super crazy to my lips. So just a little bit of a rosy tint is going to be fine with me. Next, I'm going to contour my nose a little bit. And I'm just going to use this Eco Tools brush to do that, and a very, very light taupey eyeshadow. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't contour my nose that often, so I'm sorry if this ends up looking totally ridiculous. What do you think? Did it do anything, or did I rub it all off? We may never know. Now I'm going to go through with a highlight. I'm going to do like a lot of highlighting stuff. It's only actually 2 things, but still. And this is why the Estee Lauder concealer is my favorite, because you've got a concealer on this end, right over here with the concealer stick, but on this end, got a lovely little highlight. Anywhere I want that noticeable amount of highlight, or that I'm okay with having control over the brush there. So just a few places. The usual places, I should say, not just a few. And then I blend this out with the Beauty Blender. Shocker. And then if you want a really strong highlight anywhere, I'm going to use this Neutrogena eyeshadow duo in Pebble, and this this really bright shade here to add any extra highlight that I might find necessary, if depending on how formal the occasion is. So I might just like run a little bit in a few places. And I actually use this right in the center of my eyelids here, and then blend it out a little bit because these lids are very, very dark. Just add a little bit of brightness back in. And then I'm actually going to use this same brush that I used in the powder to add that little highlight. Cute. And for the final thing, because yes, I am doing more crazy, I'm going to use a red lipstick, and it's from NYC, New York Color, whatever, and I'm just going to dab it because I don't want to do anything too absolutely crazy. And then I'm going to take the highlighter again, go right on the Cupid's bow. I think that's it. So, ta-da! This is my consideration, well, not consideration, this is what I consider a full glam makeup look, because this is far more makeup than I do on a daily basis if I wear any makeup on the daily. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm doing a new style of video, and I'm going to be way more active on YouTube now. I'm uploading every Wednesday, or at least trying to, because nobody uploads on Wednesdays, and I want videos to watch, so I'm sure you guys kind of think about that stuff too, like why doesn't anyone upload on Wednesday? Well, I'll do that for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you feel like it and you want to see a new video from me every Wednesday, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And I would love to hear comments and suggestions, so go ahead and drop those down there too. And I will see you next time. Bye! Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da!